I slice my driver consistently, and it's one of the most frustrating feelings in the world.
If you don't know, a slice is a shot where the ball has side spin, causing it to curve. It makes the shot weaker and much less consistent. The other day, I went to the range to try and fix it. I tried so many different things. I tried closing the face of the club, swinging faster, changing the height of the tee, and nothing worked. I think every single drive I hit for an entire 90 minutes was either a slice, a mishit, or a shank. It was so horrible.
So, like anybody else, I decided that I'd go on YouTube to see if I could find some fixes. And one series stood out to me. It was a Rick Shields 5-part series explaining exactly how to fix your slice and all of the different causes, and it seemed like a real deep dive. Rather than go to the range and just practice again, I decided that I'd try to show that process to you. So, using his tips, I'm gonna fix my slice. We'll see how long that takes.
I'm Charlie, an ordinary athlete trying to change that, one skill at a time.
So right at the beginning, I decided just to hit a few without making any changes to give you guys a clearer look at my starting point. This was my first drive. After a few minutes, I started to settle into my rhythm, and I was making good contact, or at least better contact than the first one. But I was also falling into my familiar shot shape. Slice City. Now into the fixes. It's a multi-part series, and the first fix is my grip. I was holding it like this. In this wrist position, it's much easier to open the face than to close it. Rick says to grip it like this, with 2 knuckles showing on the left hand, and then grip it in the fingers rather than the palm with the right hand. And I tell you what, this whole 2 knuckles business is super uncomfortable and awkward for me, and I don't really know where to put my left thumb. But let's give it a try. So, second day on the range, and I'm testing out my new grip. One thing that this new grip did that I quite like is it gave me a pre-shot routine. Watch my left hand here. I start by gripping the club just like I used to, then I give it a very deliberate turn, and then I grip with the right hand.
You can tell just by the amount of time that I stand over the ball that I'm not super comfortable or in rhythm at all, and the result is a slice.
Have ourselves a problem. But, like anything else, the more you practice, the more comfortable you feel. And eventually, I was getting some solid contact and hitting it left. That's what Rick says you want after the first fix. So, I decided to move on to number 2, ball position.
Rick says you want a wide, sturdy base, and you want the ball in line with the heel of your front foot.
He also says you want to add a slight tilt to your stance. You see that? It's a little subtle, but a slight tilt to your stance because you want to be hitting up on the golf ball because it's not a very high lofted club. Left heel.
Now look at my pre-shot routine. I still go through the same thing as before, but now I'm adding a super subtle lean just before I lock in my setup, right there. Did you miss it? Here it is again in some choppy slow-mo. Well, you might have missed it that time too, but here's the result. And I must say, I think my reaction is hilarious.
That's probably the best drive I've ever hit in my life.
So after hitting a great one, I think I set my expectations a little high.
That was probably the most disappointing one yet. Sure, thank you.
The best ones. I usually hit the best ones first, but you know.
Hey, good. I'll take what I can get. Thank you. I need as much practice as I can possibly have. That was very nice.
With that little dose of humanity, I was in good spirits and ready to keep practicing and getting comfortable. Also, if you're wondering why I'm whispering, it's because there was someone in the stall next to me and I just felt awkward about yapping in front of the camera. Believe me, watching this back, I wish that I was not weirdly whispering either.
Ball position in line with the heel of my left foot. Grip, 2 knuckles showing, strong in the right hand in the fingers. Set up. Tilt back because we're going to hit up on the ball, but we still have 50-50 weight distribution.
and I crushed it.
So I'm starting to feel myself a little bit at this point. I've hit a bunch of good ones, and even my misses aren't too bad.
Look, it went low, but I think that's in play. For a golfer of my caliber, what I'm trying to do is hit it about 200 yards and keep it in play. That's that. That's what that was.
Of course, they're not all going to be good, or even fine. Some will be terrible. That's golf. But my attitude was really good.
Too much tilt, I think. That's okay, I'm just getting comfortable with it.
And at some point in there, I started to really stripe a bunch in a row, and I felt ready to take it to the next level.
That finished up about 250. This video took an unbelievable amount of time to shoot, edit, all that stuff. So it really mean a lot to me if you liked, comment, subscribed, whatever it is. Okay, now back to the video.
It was time to play around with my friends. So this is my first shot of the day. I'm not warmed up, and we were actually a few minutes late. But I go through my full routine, and I've practiced enough to where I can feel confident over the ball. This is the result.
Sit down. Okay, went through.
Not bad. I'm not going to show all my drives, and I don't want to mislead you here. I'm not smacking it 250 in the fairway every time. But on the only misses I had, I topped the ball, and the issue was distance. I kept every single one in play,
It's rolling.
and occasionally, yes, I do pipe it 250 down the center of the fairway.
Fantastic. That is a pipe shot.
If you ask me, I did what I set out to do.
Good shot.
Obviously, I'm not going to be breaking any course records anytime soon, but I'm happy where I am, and much happier standing over a drive expecting to hit it straight.
Thanks so much for supporting the channel. As of right now, I have 914 subscribers, which might not sound like a lot to you, but it's a lot to me, so thank you very much.